Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be joined by our current leader and 2023 champion, Brian. A 6 under 65 for you today. Remarkable golf. Can you summarise the round for us?
Yeah, got off to a good start. Picked my spots really nice. Hit some good iron shots. Played smart when I had to. Made the putts when I had chances. So played really solid all day.
Great. If we've got questions, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you in the back, please. Two, please.
Well played today, Brian. Is there anything what is it about links golf that maybe suits your eye a little bit and makes these events perhaps a little easier?
I think that places like this force you to be a little bit more creative. It's not so much of an aerial attack. There's probably 10 different types of clubs and irons, drivers, woods that you can hit off the tee. There's different ways to attack into the green, and there's almost always a hill that will kind of kill a shot coming into a green. And so, I don't know, I just enjoy the creativity and trying to think your way around. You're not forced to hit certain shots. You can kind of do it your own way.
And we'll go right next door. Yeah.
Well played, Brian. What's different about Hoylake and Portrush? What's different about the way you play these two courses? They're very different links courses.
I feel really comfortable over here. I'm comfortable driving it. I don't know. I mean, they're very, very different golf courses, but the golf is similar. It's you got to be able to flight your golf ball. You got to know how far everything's going. And then you can't get frustrated. You're going to get bad breaks. You're going to end up in funny spots where it doesn't seem fair, and you just have to kind of outlast that stuff. And so, although the golf courses are different, the style of golf is very similar, I think.
Yeah, Rex, please.
Harm, what was your first experience on like a true links golf course, and did you take to it immediately, or was there a bit of a learning curve?
I played the Palmer Cup at Prestwick, and no, I didn't take to it. I played 4 matches, went 0-4, and I don't think I made it past like number 14. So I got worn out. I couldn't understand there because I kept trying to chip with a lob wedge, and I kept trying to chip it into the air, and the ground being so firm was so unique that I couldn't get adjusted to it.
I feel like you first figured it out.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I won the Deer in 14 and was the last guy in the field at Liverpool that year, and wasn't super excited about coming over. I mean, I just didn't really fancy my chances. And after I played that week, I was like, wow, I can't believe how much I enjoyed that. That was like I love being able to hit these stingers off of the tee that go a million yards, and I don't know. I just really kind of took to it, and then played terrible the next 6 opens, and then started playing better over here.
Number 2, please.
Brian, we've seen some of the best drivers in the world struggle through 2 days to kind of drive the ball on this course. Just wondering what the unique challenges that this course in particular strategically presents off the tee.
I think it's the crosswinds. It seems like you never get it straight in or straight down. And so there's always a little, there's so much crosswind. If your ball, if you can't fight that wind a little bit, it's just really hard to keep it from missing the fairway on the downwind side of whichever way it's coming.
Juan?
So, Brian, I remember like 23 on Friday, you were top 10, but kind of under the radar, and then you were not making much of it either. No? So I wonder if this is a completely different position, or you take it the same way. No?
I'll approach the weekend the same way. The only thing I'm really worried about is the first tee ball tomorrow, and then I'll try to hit the next one up there close to the flag, and if not, go to the second hole. I mean, it's a very boring approach that I take. I'm not trying to be heroic or do anything crazy. I know that I've got the game to do it, and it's just a matter of executing and staying within my own head.
I also remember a big part of your recovery was a big piece of steak. Is it the same now?
Big piece of steak? I love steak, yes. I do love steak.
Number 1, please.
Brian, Brian, maybe related to that, but when you were at Hoylake, there was a big deal made about your hunting hobbies. Are you surprised by that, and is it still a big thing that you do between golf?
Yeah, I'm big hunter, big fisherman. I was surprised at, I was surprised a little bit. I was curious why everyone's asking so many questions about it. I didn't realize everyone's so upset about it, but it's a hill I'll die on. I have no, I sleep like a baby at night.
Just sorry, on Hoylake, when you got in front there, you were a relentless machine like to get over the line. Is that what you'd love to do again, to just have that?
Yeah, I would love to have a similar weekend and just play great the whole way through. But there's going to be challenges. This is a hard golf course, and the pins have been in really, really tough spots, and you really got to think your way around it. So, inevitably you're going to hit some shots and end up in some spots that you don't want to be in, and the way that you handle that will determine, the outcome of the tournament for sure.
Doug, thanks.
But you do know that when someone says, what did you shoot today, they mean your golf score.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm a very compartmentalized guy, Well, I'm not thinking about hunting when I'm golfing. I ain't thinking about golfing when I'm hunting.
Why? It seemed like it went quicker today. What took so long yesterday? Why was it better today?
We waved up on 5, which I think helped a little bit. And then, I think this championship's unique and it's the same as Augusta, but just a much bigger field where everyone goes off the first tee. We split tees at the Open and at the U.S. Open and the PGA. But, when you got threesomes off one tee and there's 156 guys, you got a drivable par 4 on the 5th and then reachable hole on the 7th. I mean, it just bottlenecks right there, and that's where most of the time gets spent. It's not the guys are taking any longer to play, but, we probably waited a good 40 minutes at least to hit golf shots yesterday.
And what's the closest, clean card today, best I can tell, I think it was, wasn't it? What's the closest you came to making bogey, or was it that stress-free?
I had to get up and down on 11 from short right of the green. It was nice up and down. I had to make about a 6-footer. That was the hardest one I had.
Question number 3, please, in the back there.
Hi, Brian. When tournaments come to links courses, we like talking about the rollback ball or golf ball rollback.
Yeah.
Does it ever make you think when you play at a course like this, if tournaments were held at golf courses like this all the time?
100%. Yeah, that's nail on the head there. It's I mean, we could talk all day about the golf ball. I think I'm not going to say that we need to roll it back, but it's like the golf ball is so stable. It's like the golf ball will accept speeds of up to 200 miles an hour, and that just hasn't been the case. And so guys have kind of got that figured out, and so they're just waylaying on it because they know that it's not like the spin of the ball doesn't go up with speed like it did when I was a kid.
Does it ever make you think though, I know it's unrealistic, but if every tournament that you play in was at a course like this, there'd be any talk of golf ball rollback at all?
No, I don't. I don't. I think that anytime that you can play at a place where the further the ball misses from the middle of the fairway, the worse off you are. If that held at every tournament that we played, then we wouldn't be having a conversation at all.
Number 2, please.
Brian, you waited a long time to win a major. When you won the Open in Hoylake, how much did that change you as a person, as a competitor? Did it make you more relaxed or more hungry to win more?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was quoted afterwards like, man, I'd spend the rest of my life trying to, get in a position to feel this again, because it's the top of our profession, major championships. So, yeah, anytime you can get in contention, have a chance to win, I mean, that's what we've all worked for our entire lives, and, you don't get that many opportunities to do that.
In the middle, please.
Brian, how would you describe the way you've played the last 2 years since your victory at the Open?
I've done okay. I feel like that I've, before 23, I'd elevated my game to a different place than where it had been previous in my career. And I've maintained there, maybe dropped off a little bit. I haven't sustained winning. I've won this year, which was fantastic. And competed one other time, but just really trying to get in contention a little bit more, trying to find whatever it is that clicks it on, because when it's on, it's really, really good. I'm just trying to figure out a way to make that happen a little bit more.
And when you thought about where you might be able to win the second major, is the Open the one that jumps out as like, this is your place?
Yeah, I love the golf over here. I mean, it suits me. It's not, distance of course matters over here, but it doesn't matter as much as maybe some other tournaments. And it doesn't matter because the ground is so firm that the ball rolls, and there's just a million different ways to play over here. Whereas at some other majors, you get kind of stuck into this. Well, I'm gonna swing as hard as I can off this tee ball and try to hit this 7-iron as high as I possibly can and hope it stops.
Bob, please.
Similar question, but after you won, did you have any difficulty getting focused again, or getting dialed in again to try to do it? And did you sense any lulls in your game at all, or frustrations, at times like you would have before?
I actually think it's made me probably more patient with myself, just knowing that that you're capable of something like that. Like, it's in there, and it would be really easy to get, when things aren't going your way, to get frustrated. But it's all just, hey, you start seeing some signs that things are going the right way, and it's like, all right, well, here, so I actually think I've been pretty patient the last couple of years without having, the results that maybe I should have had. If that makes sense.
In the back there.
Brian, how would you describe how you were treated at this tournament before you were the champion, and then how big of a difference is when you're walking through practice rounds, playing in rounds? How different is it now?
Yeah, I mean, they have incredible respect for the game. The golf overall fan knowledge over here is unbelievable. They all play. They love the game, and being an Open champion over here is really cool. I mean, they know who you are. They have respect for you. Yeah, it's like I said, I love coming over here. It's as far as golf, I mean, it's as pure as it gets.
I guess the respect factor too is what I wanted to get at, is just the feeling of how much more people regard you here because it's a different type of championship.
Yeah, but if you go back to Augusta, as and you've won the Masters, they're going to treat you differently than if you haven't won one. I mean, it would be the same at probably every major. But me personally, I like I said, I love coming back here. I love all these courses. They're, it's a lot of fun to play over here.
Do we have any final questions? Yep, number 4.
Have you found a good steak place in Portrush?
I'm not going to talk about y'all's steak places over here. It's different. I don't mind it, but no, I have not found a good steak place yet. You know any?
No, I was hoping you'd recommend.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe you'll cook yourself tonight.
Alrighty. Well, speaking of steak, I think lunch is calling. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you all.
Thanks.